The watch saga continues. I couldn't wait any longer, guys. I got this delivered a few days ago, and just for you, I left it in the box. What did Casio bring us? It's gonna be amazing. Inexpensive, but amazing. Let's just get rid of this box. Ooh. Look at that. What is it? It is a Casio Diver. Is there anything else in here? No, absolutely nothing. Casio definitely doesn't spend much on the packaging. This is really a cardboard box with a sleeve over it that says Casio on it. On the back there's a sticker on it that tells you the model. So this is the MDV-106-1AVCF. So this is the Marlin Diver. 3-hand analog anti-reverse rotating bezel, date display, 200 meter water resistant. Then down in this thing here, there's the manual. So they explain what to do and not to do. And this is pretty much a display stand. So if a small retail store buys a couple of those Casios, they can immediately put it out on display like this. So we definitely don't need it. So let's take the stickers off. This is probably the best diver that you can get for $38. I know it's not a automatic, and it's not made by any of those Seiko, Orient. It's not a Rolex, but it looks really nice. It looks nice. Guys, let's take a look at this beautiful thing. So out of the box, stickers of the crystal. I think I spent $38.95. I had a $30 gift card, so the whole thing cost me some $9 or maybe $10. It is really amazing. This is a rather large watch made by Casio. I think they came out with this in the early 2000s, but you may correct me down in the comments. Quartz movement, made in Japan or China. I don't know if they list this here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's Japanese movement, cased in China. Stainless steel, water resistant, 20 bars. 20 bar, let me explain. 1 bar of pressure equals 10 meters of water depth. So that's how 20 bars of pressure convert into 200 meters of depth down in the ocean. So the model is the MDV-106, and the movement, if I'm not completely mistaken, is the 2784. It says that on here. It has a screw down crown that I just loosened up so I can move the hands around for you. By the way, it's a hacking movement. At least in a mechanical or a automatic, it would be considered a hacking because the second hand stops when you pull out the crown, which is nice. The crown has 2 setting positions, one just for the hands and 1 click in for the date. Complication. No, I went too far. I guess you always have to push in and then re-establish. No? Oh no. Let's find out what's going on here. Oh yeah. Yeah. So now we get the date complication to set. The crystal that is already all smudged up from my smudgy fingers is a mineral crystal, so this is definitely going to scratch up. But the cool thing is that this watch has such a strong following that you can actually get parts for this thing. So you can get different bezels, you can get different crystals, you can get different hands that will fit this movement. So really you can modify this watch to your heart's content. Of course you can put a different strap on there because it comes with one of those plasticky rubber straps that people don't really like all that much. I'm definitely going to wear it like this for a while. I have a relatively large wrist, so this watch actually fits on my wrist very well. Let me find my caliper real quick. So I found my Japanese Mitutoyo made in Japan caliper. This is metric only, so I'm a metric guy. I was an industrial mechanic in Germany for 5 years, and that's where I use this for. And with this Japanese tool, we're going to measure the Japanese watch. So this is a 44 millimeter case with a almost 49 millimeter lug to lug, and then the strap is a 22 millimeter strap, so really pretty large for what it is. A lot of other divers, Orient or Seiko, they are usually a little smaller in the 40 millimeter range. So you definitely gotta have a decent sized wrist, or this watch will look out of place or hang over left and right. I really like the dial, that it has a sunburst effect on a $38 watch. It has applied indices, so they're raised, they're not just printed on there, with a silver lining around it. There's a silver lining. The hands, pretty simple. The pointer hands for the hour, and the second hands, and a sword hand for the minute. A little bit of red color there on the second hand. We have a date complication with a little frame around it. All very nice. The date number actually aligns with the date window, which is pretty nice. There is a minimal amount of writing on the dial. There's Casio, then there's the Marlin, and then there's water resistance 200 meters. And at the very bottom, right around the 6 hour mark, there is Japan movement. On the back, let's go to the back one more time here. We have the big old Marlin on there. Oh, my autofocus doesn't like that. Water resistant 20 bars. The movement number is the 2784. Model number MDV106. Stainless steel. And then, yeah, Casio, Japanese movement, cased in China. And then DY, whatever that means. Yeah, screw down crown. 2 setting functions, far out for the hands, and then the first click is for the date complication. Screw down, the indications of a decent water resistant watch. It has a coined bezel, coined edge. It has a little loomed indicator right here at the 0 point. It's a it's a unidirectional, not omnidirectional, unidirectional, so you can only turn it in one direction. There is a little bit of some play in there for sure, but the clicks are pretty nice. Supposedly 120 clicks. I'm not going to count that for you, but overall, I think once you click it into position, it actually lines up pretty well. It lines up really well, actually. I haven't paid attention to the seconds hand. Let's see. At 12 o'clock, it almost lines up perfectly. Let's let it run around and see if it, at 6 o'clock, still lines up with a... it's a little off. I guess it depends on if you really look straight on. Yeah, it's not quite lining up perfectly. But what do you expect? $38. Free shipping. Amazon. I'm so excited about this. I know it's going to scratch up with a mineral crystal. The bezel is aluminum, and so the bezel is just printed or painted on here. So this is all going to scratch up. But as I mentioned, there is a very solid aftermarket support for this watch. So you can get a sapphire crystal if you want. You can also get different bezel inserts. The bezel insert here is just an aluminum insert. If I'm not completely mistaken, you might be able to even find a ceramic insert, which would make this way more durable. A sapphire insert, some fancy watches have that. That would be great too. Let's look at the case here real quick. So the sides are polished, and then here on top of the lugs, it's brushed. So there are brushed surfaces contrasting the polished surfaces. And I've already left fingerprints on this thing everywhere. So let's do that. The surfaces are actually really nice. Sometimes you see on those cheaper watches some machining marks, and then they just polish right over the machining marks. And of course, the polishing is not going to take out the machining marks. But here on mine, besides Heiko leaving fingerprints everywhere, it is actually really nice. I just noticed, is that a scratch already? With Amazon, you never know. You might get, there is already a scratch in my watch. I just took it out of the box. I can't believe this. So right there is a scratch right there. See it? That's not coming off. But I think it would be silly to make a big deal out of this, because I wear this thing, whack it into the door frame or the door handle once, and it's going to be okay. So the surface is actually really decent. There's a little bit of some machining surface there that's not perfectly flat. And the brushed on top is, yeah, pretty nicely done. So overall, I got to say the bezel has just the right amount of resistance, so it's not too sloppy. You can actually make it turn without getting a cramp in your fingers. You know, the hands, don't line up perfectly, but like I said, $38 watch. But the bezel and the dial line up with each other. That is already a good starting point. And now, of course, I had to spin it once around because I didn't get it to there. Yeah. So plasticky strap there. A lot of people put some NATO straps on it to make it look more like a military watch. I actually like this plasticky material. It's easy to clean. It's very forgiving. And if you break one of those, you can probably get a new one for $10. I might try out a stainless steel strap on this thing. One of my other favorite watch channels on YouTube, Just One More Watch. He did a little upgrade mod session on this watch. He put a sapphire crystal in it, and then which he bought off of AliExpress, and he also bought a stainless steel strap from AliExpress that he says is actually really good quality. So I might follow in his footsteps. I really like the turnout, but I'm not going to touch the crystal until it's really necessary. So when it's really scraped up, then we're going to go ahead and spend some money on this thing. And the strap I will definitely try out. So now, after looking at this thing, let's see some wrist shots here real quick, and then we're going to close out this video.